The British champion Formula One driver for the Mercedes AMG Petronas team has really proven himself to be the best, with coming at the top by winning countless times, and he for sure has the paycheck to prove it. This massively successful racer earns approximately $50 million a year, and with the title of the best driver in Formula One history, he has a net worth of around $240 million. Today, we will take a look inside Lewis Hamilton's $17 million car collection. Before starting this video, please subscribe to the channel and click on the notification icon so you would get notified when we upload the next video. Number 10. Ferrari 599 SA Aperta, 2010. When Lewis passed his driving test in 2002, he got a second-hand Mini Cooper. After the Mini, the next car Lewis bought with his own money was a Ferrari 599 GTO in 2010, which he sold a few years ago. He's kept the 2012 599 SA Aperta though, the ultra-rare open-top variant. "I tend to have two of the same car, because when they bring out a more limited edition, I have to have it," explains Hamilton. The letters S and A are a tribute to designers Sergio and Andrea Pininfarina, while Aperta is Italian for open. That means you can get an even better earful of the GTO's ludicrous 661 bhp V12. It's also got the GTO's transmission, which changes gear in 60 milliseconds and will do 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 3.6 seconds. Only 80 were made, and they're worth about £1.4 million now. $1 million more than Lewis paid then. A canny investment by the Grand Prix great. Number 9. Pagani Zonda 760 LH. The rarest motor in Hamilton's possession is a £1.6 million Pagani Zonda that was made entirely for him. The Pagani Zonda 760 LH is a purple car made specifically for Hamilton, hence the LH found at the end of the name. Very few were made, but the car can go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 2.6 seconds, which isn't all that surprising given it has a V12 engine and 760 horsepower. The exterior and interiors are purple, and at the request of the sports star, he opted for a manual gearbox instead of the usual sequential one. His reasons? Because he hated getting behind the wheel of it initially. "The Zonda is terrible to drive," he once said. "It's the best sounding car I own, but handling-wise, it's the worst." That could be why in 2015, Hamilton got in an accident that caused some significant damage to the cherished motor. Hamilton's Pagani Zonda cost him £1.6 million, but he hates driving it. Number 8. 1966 Shelby 427 Cobra. Hamilton's personal collection isn't just made up of modern cars. The highest valued car in Hamilton's collection is this stunning classic. Lewis's savviest purchase so far is his 1966 Shelby 427 Cobra, which is so mint he doesn't want to spoil it by driving it, so he's bought a second one of those too. Engineered by All-American race car hero Carroll Shelby of Ford v Ferrari fame, the Shelby version of the AC Cobra has a new chassis and coil spring suspension, bigger hips and fenders, and an apocalyptic 7.0-liter Ford FE block pushing out over 425 bhp. "I found the first one and called Carroll Shelby to check it out for me," says Hamilton, which he could easily do as the F1 champ. He said it was one of the best he'd seen in a long time, all original. Carroll died a month after I bought it. I got a second one soon after, a 67 427, which I actually use more because I want to keep the 66 one perfect. Since Shelby's passing in 2012, the value of 427s has quadrupled. Hamiltons are probably worth £4 to £5 million for the pair. Number 7. LaFerrari. Hamilton driving a Ferrari? Well, yes, but not in Formula One. Away from the track, the Brit has two Ferrari LaFerrari cars, the first mild hybrid produced by the iconic Ferrari marque. It comes in an open-top version, the Aperta. Every car aficionado worth their weight in salt owns this £1 million Ferrari, another collector's item that rises in value as the years go by. Capable of reaching a top speed of 217 miles per hour, the LaFerrari can hit 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 2.4 seconds, meaning it's Hamilton's fastest car he owns. Footballers including Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Son Heung-min also drive this frighteningly fast motor that must be just like handling a racing car. A £1 million Ferrari LaFerrari is a must for any car collection, including Hamilton's. Number 6. Mercedes AMG Project One. Lewis has already got his hands on a Project One. That's not even supposed to be out till next year. He was heavily involved in the production of the plug-in hybrid sports car that's capable of hitting a top speed of 217 miles per hour. Like the McLaren P1 and the Ferrari LaFerrari, here we have a hypercar directly inspired by an F1 team. In this case, Lewis's team, and Hamilton himself has been involved in its development. Still in the prototype stage for now, the One, previously known as the Project One in its concept stage, will develop around 1,200 horsepower through a plug-in hybrid powertrain that shares many features with Lewis's F1 machine, including a modified 1.6 V6 turbo and 4 electric motors. The revs will be limited to 11,000 RPM, that's 4,000 down on an F1 car, and it should hit the fabled 62 miles per hour in an eye-popping 2.2 seconds. Only 275 Mercedes AMG Ones will be built, and Lewis will take delivery of his in 2021. Given the 5 drivers' titles and 6 constructors' crowns he's helped him win, Mercedes will overlook the £2.2 million price tag. Number 5. Mercedes AMG SLS Black. He already owned an SL Black series, so why not add the SLS, right? Hamilton, who clearly has a need for speed, added this supercar to his garage probably because it's the fastest Mercedes in production. The car remains in the development stage but is on Hamilton's wishlist. As a hypercar, the AMG Project One is a direct competitor to Aston Martin's Valkyrie. The engine is based on the Mercedes Formula One engine, meaning it's better for the environment compared to some of the other cars in the collection. Powered by a 6.2-liter V8 engine that produces 622 bhp, the SLS can reach a top speed of 196 miles per hour. It also hits 0 to 60 in just 3 seconds, making it the ideal car for Hamilton to get his thrills off the track with. For a price tag of £230,000, it's just what you'd expect, really. Driving for Mercedes has its perks for Hamilton. Number 4. McLaren P1. Were it not for McLaren, we may never have heard of Hamilton. Famously aged 10, he approached the company's legendary boss, Ron Dennis, at the Autosport Awards Gala and said he wanted to drive for him. 3 years later, the young Carter was signed as a McLaren development driver. In 2007, aged 22, Lewis made his F1 debut at McLaren alongside Fernando Alonso, and the rest is history. Hamilton left McLaren for Mercedes in 2013. Has there ever been a more astute transfer? But remains on good terms with his old Woking-based Spannerers. So much so that in 2015, he sank €1 million from the proceeds of his latest world title victory into a royal blue McLaren P1, one of 375 built. McLaren designed their own twin-turbo V8 hybrid engine for this car, producing 903 bhp. Not only that, its active aerodynamics means it generates 600 kilograms of downforce at 150 miles per hour. Number 3. 1967 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. There isn't much that needs to be said about this American beauty, the Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. The second classic car that's part of his fleet, fans of the Hollywood movie Gone in 60 Seconds might recognize this motor as looking similar to one of the Eleanor models from the film. Hamilton had his customized by Oklahoma shop Classic Recreations for additional cost. At auctions, these can fetch up to £750,000, and you can bet Hamilton's is in tip-top condition. That said, we doubt he'll ever sell it. Getting the great Carroll Shelby to personally vet his purchases came after Lewis grew wary of some classic restorers in the US. In 2011, he bought a 1967 Mustang Shelby GT500. Packing Ford's 7.0-liter 428 Police Interceptor V8, it produces 355 very angry horses. Lewis found one and had it painted in his favorite shade again, cherry red with black stripes, but he's not happy. I got the GT500 because I'd seen Steve McQueen drive it in Bullet. Beautiful car, but it's a heap of junk. The company did a good job on the paint job, but the rest of the car just isn't very good, so I never drive it. The people who sold it to me were dodgy. Now I only buy cars from those I trust. Whether on the track or in the showroom, Hamilton never makes the same mistake twice. Number 2. MV Augusta Lewis Hamilton Edition 800RR. Hamilton's collection isn't limited to just 4 wheels, as he also has a soft spot for motorcycles. The Brit developed his own bike in collaboration with motorcycle manufacturer MV Augusta. The result? The Lewis Hamilton Edition Brutale 800RR. Only 144 were made, a reference to Hamilton's race number 44. Number 1. Best of the Rest. When the Mercedes Maybach 6 came out in 2016, Hamilton made sure he got his hands on the concept car. The 2x2 coupe is completely electric and can run up to 200 miles before it'll need recharging. Hamilton also has another Mercedes, the Maybach S600, which is a luxurious chauffeur's car with a partition separating the front seats from the back. Both these motors have a combined worth of around £800,000, and Hamilton doesn't mind swapping 4 wheels for 2, sometimes taking his 6,500-pound Honda CRF 450RX motocross bike around the dirt tracks of California. Then there's also his Maverick X3 dune buggy that would have set him back around 20,000 pounds. That's also electric, in theme with his eco-warrior status. Do let us know in the comments which one of them is your favorite among them. Thanks for watching.